Good morning. Today is an absolutely fantastic day. It's a little cold out there. I'm up in bear country. My name's Stu Turley, President and CEO of the Sandstone Group. We're here with the three podcasters walk into a bar. You ever had that crazy old uncle that when he starts a joke at the family reunions and he says, these three people walk into a bar and the entire family just crawls for the carpet? We haven't had two of those other guys, and I'm the third. We're the three podcasters walking into the bar. My podcast is the Energy News Beat, and it is doing fabulous. Next, coming around the corner, we have the RT. RT is the podcast host for the Crude Truth. It is an amazing podcast. Makes him look smart. And so he is an EMP operator here in Texas, and we rely on him for telling us what's going on in the field. And last week we got to see his rig hands. Holy smokes.
His giant rig hands, yeah.
Oh my goodness, he was huge. He made your head look a little bit normal there, RT. Man. Welcome.
Oh, thank you. And he's one of the small ones out there. That's Justin. He's done awesome for us, and he does. Jeremy Tidrow is his name. Jeremy Tidrow, and he is just awesome. He's been one of our pumpers now for I think 1.5 years, and he's out there. He was out there yesterday shutting down a few wells because we don't have heater treaters on them. So he was out there because it is cold. So thank you to him, and he's one of the small ones. Believe it or not.
Wow, they grow them big in West Texas, don't they?
Yes, they do.
All right. Hey, welcome there, RT. And okay, we got the almighty David. I mean, when David was fighting Goliath, that is one of the greatest stories in the planet. So if you ever see David Blackman pick up a sling, run. That guy is an animal in the energy space. David Blackman is the podcast host for the Energy Transition. I like to call it the international version. It is a phenomenal, very successful group from, the U.S., the country of Texas. We've got Bulgaria and we've got Brazil. And also he is a Forbes contributing author. He's also got his podcast, and it is the Crude Truth.
Oh, the energy question.
Oh, sorry. You were
wrong guy.
Yeah, you were stealing material from RT. Anyway, it is the energy question, and it is phenomenal. I got an inside ring seat to get to watch those produced. Anyway, welcome.
Hey, thanks, man. And don't forget Tammy Namath on our Energy Transition podcast. She's in England, born in Canada, but lives in England now. And we have 4 different time zones chiming in on that one every Monday morning.
And I love Armand. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or in the middle of the night, whatever time zone you're in. And I enjoy it. Everybody needs to do it. That'll be in the show notes for all that kind of good stuff. So, yeah. David, this morning's topic on that, I was in a meeting, so I couldn't make it, but I want to hear, and our listeners want to hear also, about your comments this morning in the energy transition. And that was Armando, you, Irina, and Tammy, and the main topic was Windfall Profits. And I wasn't there to, ask intelligent questions. and so tell us how it went. Tell us what's going on.
Well, Armando does a great job of asking the intelligent questions for us. We talked about the windfall profits that the major oil companies will be announcing this week, cumulative for the year 2020 of about $200 billion in total profits between Shell, BP, ExxonMobil, and Chevron. And the likely efforts by governments in the Western world to tax those windfall profits that we will see this year. How ill-advised that all is. And, one of the points I made is early on in that podcast was that I wouldn't so much mind a windfall profits tax in concept if in 2020 the same governments had been talking about issuing windfall profit losses or windfall losses refunds
Ooh.
when so many companies in the oil and gas business were going bankrupt because the price had gone near to $0 and even below zero on one day. And, we never see that. So it's all about political demagoguery, mainly by Democrats, but also a few Republicans tend to join in on that. And the big oil companies are an easy target to demagogue.
Rhino.
So, we've been dealing with that in the oil and gas business. I came into the industry in 1979, 3 months before Jimmy Carter signed the windfall profits tax into law the first windfall profit tax, and spent the first 5 years of my career as a windfall profit tax specialist because I was an accountant. And so I probably know more about the original windfall profit tax than almost anybody in the industry. And I can tell you it was an awful idea then, and it would be an awful idea now. But no one should doubt that there will be efforts to pass one here this year.
If I remember right, last week there was a article about Chevron and Exxon. There were about 3 or 4 articles, and Biden got his diaper in a wad. And when I will probably get banned by the UN for that joke.
I think the word for it is depends, not diaper. Anyway.
I'm gonna stick where I stand on that joke.
I'm gonna stick where
yeah, he's trying to be clean because of cloth. Cloth. His doctor wife is using cloth so that it's not recyclable. They just wash them.
Okay. Too much information, Stu.
I don't really care anymore. No, so when we sit back and kind of go, the Chevron made a lot of profit and everything else, but they are responding like we've talked about on this podcast, and that is they're responding and giving back money to their investors, just like RT you do as an E&P operator, and they're being ESG. They are taking care of the environment. They're taking care of their stockholders. I applaud them. The other thing, though, is when Biden gets all grumpy, it's because he's out there, does not understand the open market. I want to call out for windfall profit tax on Pfizer. Let's go after them.
Sure.
If we're sitting here going to go, let's go ahead and cost the consumers. Because David, you sit back and kind of go, sanctions hurt the consumers. Windfall profit tax hurts supply and demand. That hurts the consumers. So consumers were hurt by Pfizer since everything's coming out that it was a ramrod running through here, right?
Yeah.
I'm just saying it was ramrodded. I'm not saying good or bad.
I do not disagree with you. Yes.
Yeah. I mean, science doesn't lie. Physics don't lie. That's why the grid needs money. And I'm just saying, right? So RT, what are your thoughts?
Well, first and foremost, as an EMP, I am totally against these windfall profit tax, and you stole the words right out of my mouth. Is that if we're going to add another tax to these corporations that employ thousands upon thousands of Americans, first and foremost, okay? So we're going to add that, then we need to be then doing the same thing for Pfizer, Moderna, all these that have made record-breaking. They have made just as much, if not more. And let's not forget about Amazon, Walmart, Home Depot, who all during this as well, all during the pandemic, made what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. What, 12-figure profits? All during this COVID. So no, there's no way that you will do that to the oil and gas industry. What?
1, 2, 3, 12. How in the world did you learn how to count, RT?
Hey, I just
it's a lot of zeros.
Yeah, for a podcast.
It's a lot of zeros.
Yeah, for a podcast. I'm sorry, I'm going to interrupt. This was too good of a joke to pass up. For our podcast listeners, we get a lot more podcast listeners, RT, and you were holding up your hand trying to count. 1 banana, 2 banana, 3 banana, 12. I'm sorry, that was funny. All right, keep going.
It is a lot of zeros, like David just said. and they need to not go after us anymore. I put a post in today, and I followed suit. Just the kind of I saw Pioneer Natural Resources did this, and I followed because God knows my little piece of this is a lot smaller than Pioneer. But here in the great state of Texas alone, we had over $24 billion that went into the Texas schools, roadways, and that was all because of the severance tax that we pay and a few other taxes that we already pay as oil and gas operators and exploration production companies. And by the way, that is 4.5% of a severance tax that we pay here in Texas. So I'm totally against a windfall profit tax. Look, they want, if this administration is so upset with the profits that these oil and gas companies are making and giving back to the American people, might I add, then they need to release these permits and let us drill, baby, drill, because the only way that we're going to drop the price of oil is by getting that production up. And that is the crude truth right there. It is a supply and demand world. So, I'm never for a windfall profit tax. I learned a long time ago that, hey, we need to earn as much money as we can because guess what? We are a capitalist society. So that's my 2 cents on that one.
I like that, RT, because last time some socialists got in power, the countries went bankrupt or they took over the rest of the world.
It did. But I mean, think about that. I mean, 200 billion, right? Or what was it, million that Chevron got in the quarter?
Oh, it's total profits for the year between those 4 companies is supposedly going to total up to right at $200 billion. But, you think about that, and you talked a minute ago about returning profits to investors. Well, the way they're doing that is through stock buyback programs. That's what they're going to be doing, is buying back their own stock to increase the value of the stock. Well, Apple alone over the last 5 years has engaged in about $200 billion in stock buybacks. That company alone.
Yep.
And Amazon has done it. They all do it. All the tech companies do it. And nobody in Washington says boo about it when they do it, right?
Right.
But let an oil company do it because oil companies are easy targets for demagogues in the political world. And you would think the world's coming to an end. It's a smart business strategy. It's a way to return profits to investors. And you know what? 100 million Americans are investors in the stock of energy companies.
Yep.
So it benefits retirees like me, frankly. And, anybody else with a 401k or an IRA that's invested in mutual funds. And so it's just so ridiculous. It's one of the most tiresome things you have to deal with when you're in the oil and gas business.
And so with that being said, David Blackman is on his 401k. He's like Jaime Roth in Godfather Part 2. He is just on a pension living. So please subscribe and pay for all the content on his Substack. That is, what Substack is that again, David?
Yeah, blackman.substack.com. Be there and subscribe. Yeah, no, if I was like Hyman Roth, I wouldn't be having to still earn money, so. Anyway.
Well, I'll tell you what, David, I applaud you for the amount of content that you put out there for me to steal. And I am a subscriber. So it's like the hair care products. And I am a customer. So, I do pay for my material to steal. So it is one of the best ones. And RT, I love your Substack. It's looking pretty groovy, dude.
I'm excited. I know. Yes. No, for all the listeners out there, please check it out. It's it's Crude Truth Substack. Wow. Excuse me. And I'm excited right now. I'm putting on there our 3 podcasters along with all my episodes of the Crude Truth. But please be on the lookout for original content and articles from me and my team. And that's going to be crudetruth.substack.com. And I think I'm even, with David's permission, going to repost some of his articles on my Substack. Because, again, David's stuff is just too good. Kind of like he was talking about, he knows the ins and outs of the industry. He was not lying about that a few minutes ago on what he knows about windfall profit taxes, and what he knows about this great energy sector that we're in called oil and gas.
We're going to need to cut this one short just a little bit today, guys. But the reason is because we have some extra content coming out this week.
Yes,
And the feedback we've gotten from our email from our flounders, well, that was a cartoon years ago, a fan mail from a flounder. We've got some really great feedback. But one of the things that I want to do is both of y'all are going to be at Nape.
yes.
And we're going to try to do a podcast from Nape, and I'm just excited about that. So y'all can do some phone shots and look like an influencer, as RT would
I'm going to have
say.
to learn how to do selfies with my cell phone.
Oh yeah,
I'm a little over that, man.
no, but if we do a couple of podcasts, and RT, if you can give us those things, we want to give close to real time as we can for YouTube being at Nape.
Well,
So
I can already think how fun it would be that for the 9 a.m. to kind of sit there and take my phone and be like, and there's David Blackman on the stage. Wait, hold on. Wait, there he is right there. And then I'll be like, David, as you walk by ignoring me, David, comment, please, for the peanut gallery. There's no comment.
And RT as a what are those things called? A groupie?
Paparazzi.
No, a groupie.
Oh, groupie.
Do
Yeah.
not throw your bro up there. Y'all remember the bro? What was it? Seinfeld? Do not throw your bro, a man bra up there for David Blackman. He will ignore it.
Yes, I will. Absolutely.
No. I'll be like, bro.
Oh, no.
I'm going to do that during. No, actually, that would not be good.
No.
That would take right down. But on 3 podcasts, we can talk about it.
All right. So we got that going for us on our deathbed. That is another great movie quote. Okay. So with that, David, when is your speech? I mean, your talk.
9 a.m. Wednesday on a panel discussion with the great Doug Sheridan.
Nice.
Who is just fantastic. And it's moderated by Ed Crooks at
Nice.
Wood Mackenzie. My goodness, what a wonderful panel, except for me. So, if you guys, if you have a chance to take a look at it online, do that. If you're going to be there, be sure and introduce yourself to me.
And that goes the same with anybody that might want to meet me. I'll be there walking the halls. I'll be there at 9 a.m. to listen to David. Definitely. I think I'll also be doing a few other things. But what's so funny? What?
Well, we're just getting this image of you walking the halls, RT.
I had an image of you walking the streets in high heels. So, dude, come on.
No. I don't work for the Department of Energy. I don't work for the Department of Energy.
Smackdown. Man, you guys are on a roll today.
Vicious.
And we're filming this at 11 o'clock. We're going to have our team try to get this out tomorrow so that we can have everybody all prepped up for this. And we will put out on all of our socials and everything, any updates and any time. So, gentlemen, thank you as always. You guys make my day. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Everybody have a wonderful week.